Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope I got a good signal. We'll see how it goes. And I'm sorry I'm up so late, but I had to get a lot of stuff together and still doing a little setup. But time flies. Time flies. And we got so many different psyops going on, games being played, stuff to keep up with. That's okay. We can keep up with it. So when I get some people in, I'll see what kind of a signal I've got. Hopefully it's coming in strong. And I believe we've got clear skies, everything going okay. And I hope everything's going okay with you all. But tomorrow night, we're going to have a big interview. And I don't know how it's going to compare to that young man, Aiden. But we shall see. He did a live stream. I saw some clips from it. I don't go on Twitch or anything like that. Excuse me while I was sipping my coffee. But he was responding in a very angry and I'd say foul-mouthed tone to the mainstream media was talking about him and belittling him. And he called them names and cursed and laughed at them, made fun of them. How you doing, Tennessee? How you doing, Sherry? Gloria. Nice to see all of you. Let me see who all's coming in now. Debbie's here, KNS, MS Motorsports, Wayne, Benjamin. Nice to see you all. The Cat, Flannel Cheese. Ann, how you doing? And I think we got two Debbies coming in. That's fine. We'll take 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Hi, White Lightning. How you doing? You can hear my crickets chirping? Well, I got a big katydid sitting up. If Sadie sees that katydid, that thing is going to get eaten. She really likes to eat katydids. Let me get that thing out of here. Get out of here. Get. It's hanging on the... Oh, this is very unshowmanlike. Let me shut that door so you all don't got to hear my... That's life in the country, folks. Anyway, I just saved it. Oh, gosh, it's in the house. Well, I can't get up and get it out the door. It flew back in after I shooed it away. Hi, Debbie. How you doing? Yeah, Debbie. We got, hi, Jerry, Angela. So anyway, it's sitting there staring at me. Big old katydid. You know, they'll bite you. I'm sure some of you all live out in the country know that. Go to pick up a katydid and it bites you. Richard, how you doing? Background noise come through good, huh? I didn't know that. Well, if the katydid squats, you shouldn't hear there's a daggone stink bug. I hate that. Well, it's cooling down, so it's nice to leave the door open. And, so much for leaving the door open. But anyway, folks, I'm going to play while we got people coming in. I was going down memory lane in some of my videos, and I came across a few I want to play while the stream is fresh. So here's one I'm going to compare to like Kamala. She came up with a big idea, no tax on tips. And, I got this video, Democrat promise, right? Or Democrat fib. I don't know. You all make up your mind. And if you're Joe, what would you think of this promise? So these waitresses thinking that Kamala's going to do anything for them, just put yourself in Joe's shoes.
House Democrats will defend President Biden today. We will defend President Biden tomorrow. We will defend President Biden next week. We will defend President Biden next month. We will defend President Biden next year. We will defend President Biden until the very end.
Yeah, well, I guess you're at the very end. So just a little thing to remind people. Mr. T brought that up about I got a clip I want to play that'll interrupt here and there of Mr. T's from Mr. T's rally. And he brings up that Joe might raid the convention. I don't know. I saw a clip of Joe giving an interview where he said he'll do whatever Kamala wants. I don't know. I don't see too many signals. And here's a funny clip I never got to play. Whoa, what happened? Here's a clip when they talk about how great the economy is. This is Dan Scavino put this up a while back. When somebody asks you how you got the 8-bed, only 200,000.
Maybe there's gang activity there. That's crazy.
Drive-by shooting. Has a drive-by shooting while he's standing out there. I mean, it's not funny, but I guess it is funny. Here, and I wanted to play. Instead of doing my parts unknown entry, I was going to play this one here. And hopefully people get little clips like this one here and spread them around, because it's very telling of what we're looking at all the time. All this fake garbage coming out. Everybody act like Kamala is the apple of America's eye, and this guy is a coach, that people love. He's so loved. They all singing the same damn song.
Some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Dangerous to our democracy. Dangerous to our democracy. Well, what's dangerous to democracy? All the stuff that Trump came out with during his rally, which I'll play some clips of. All the stuff that Trump came out with during his rally. Wait a second, where'd my picture go? There it is. I want to take those creepy, these creeps off. There we go. This is what they come up with for this Waltz character. They don't mention anything about Kamala stealing the no tax on tips. Nothing about all the issues this creep right here's got. Okay? Yeah, he looks like a coach, all right. He looks like somebody your kid would trust. Something is rotten in Denmark with this guy, and I mean big time rotten. And I think we're going to find out. I think he was shoved into this place and to get exposed. But anyway, all the stuff Trump puts out, her blatantly taking one of Trump's pillar platform items, no tax on tips. No mention of that. This is the crap they come up with. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz trolls Trump over rally crowd sizes during Harris-Walz rally in Glendale, Arizona. It's not as if anybody cares about crowd sizes or anything. Some snarky, childish statement like that makes big news. Hi, Ravens, how you doing? MS, how you doing? Phil, how you doing? A Google account. Yeah, I was going to put tax hoax. Miss Bender Sue, how are you? Did I miss anybody? If I did, hi, Linda. David, I am trying not to miss anybody. So, everybody's been showing it over and over again, all over the place. Even Trump mentioned it on Truth Social. Crowd sizes. This is one of I don't know how many pictures I could have taken. There's shots of people with 7 fingers and 4 arms and, repeated faces throughout the AI picture. Something seems off here. You got to read. Trump brought it up. I'll read it from his Truth Social. It's CGI. There's no reflection of this massive crowd in front of the plane when both of them are getting off. And you got to remember, ABC News, let us count the ways ABC News has been nothing but a propaganda arm for not just the Democratic Party, but whatever foreign entity, communist Marxist entity, is currently running our government. Because it ain't Joe and it ain't Kamala. And those are the ones allegedly that have been elected. So, they got access to everything. ABC. They're the ones who did the documentary about Jay and then 6, right? Was ABC. ABC News is the ones that buried the Epstein story. I played the tape, and I'll play it in the future, of the reporter that said she had all the evidence, a lot of powerful men. And they buried that story. ABC News is who Kamala is hanging on by her fingernails to do one debate with ABC News. Keeps mentioning September 10th, September 10th, September 10th. Nothing about September 4th, nothing about September 18th. Because she knows, she said, I might do another debate. It all depends. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, a Google account. So it's better for you then. I'm trying to read what you're saying here, a Google account, and I don't get upset with me, but I don't think Trump did that on purpose. And maybe whatever the issue was ironed itself out, or mutual improvement between employers and employees. I don't know. But a lot of people are going to fall for this right here. This is Kamala's new look. Like Joe, he tried the orange skin and he, the blonde hair. Remember that? So, anyway, ABC has George Slopadopoulos, in which Trump said that talk about him being like Adolf, and that talk about him being a threat to democracy, existential threat, and all that kind of gibberish, contributed to the attempt on his life. So it's going to be interesting to see how he treats Slopadopoulos. And here's a parody picture, speaking to these crowds. Who is this? Louis KC instead of Louis CK. Over 1 million people showed up to the Kamala rally this weekend. You can't make this up. And this is a picture he put. Yeah, obviously a parody Photoshop. Well, Google account, I think you're going to see better than that. I think, did you read his truth where he said to look up the history of the McKinley administration? And I have said it many times that this country did not ever have a personal income tax for 150 plus years. It was an insult to ask somebody how much money they had or how much money they made. It was like Timmy said, mind your own damn business, right? And that is what Trump was alluding to, that McKinley had tariffs. This country financed itself through its dealings with other nations, and there was no personal income tax. So do what Mr. T said and read about the McKinley administration and learn from it, and also look up the amendment, that the constitutional amendment that supposedly permits income tax on anybody. It was fraudulently put into place, and I think that's going to be exposed and ended. That amendment will be gone, and they will mind their own damn business. Like here he is. Here's this guy right here. The volume is not really synced up with the video. I don't know how they get away with doing it, but anyway, listen to this moron about minding your own business.
And I know in Minnesota and in Arizona across this country, you know what makes society work best is when you learn and rule. Mind your own damn business. Mind your own damn business. You don't need it.
Look at him sitting there with his mouth hanging open, shaking his head like incredulous. Why can't you mind your own business? This is I won't use wordy dirts. This is the person that has set up a snitch line. This is a person who threatened people with losing their livelihoods if they didn't take a certain thing in their shoulder, right? This is a person who pushes for laws where people can lose the custody of their children if they don't agree to this trans insanity. Then this SOB wants to say, mind my own damn business. Let him keep going, and then I'll have a little something for him in response.
I don't need you telling me what books to read. I don't need you telling me about what religion we worship. And I sure the heck don't need you to tell me about my family.
Yeah, he's so indignant and he's so righteous, isn't he? Don't need to tell people what books to read? What are you talking about? Right here. How about this guy right here? He'll tell you about the books to read. And I'd like to see him get you in a chair where you have to sit and listen to what he's got to say about what books to read.
Feel with righteous indignation. I want to define something for you tonight. The definition for pervert. It means to lead someone away from what is considered right, natural, or acceptable. This book has been permitted in 6 schools in the Wake County Public School System. I'll read just a little bit of this perversion that we have allowed in the school system. So he bends me over the bed and on the blowjob tips. It says, use your... Doesn't it make you cringe as I read that to you? It makes you crawl in your skin. It's a dastardly deed. The question today is, who is the pervert that's allowing this to be purchased and delivered to our library? Who is the pervert that signs off on this bill? Who are you? What do you stand for to accept this? Can you be in your right mind and be decent as a human to allow this to be at the access and the fingertips of children?
Who is the preverts, he says, that's allowing this stuff? Paying the money out of public money to put this stuff in schools. I tell you what, these people need to be put in jail, okay? People like that, Vomit. You're right, Jerry. How you doing? Vomit and Mike, Big Mike. So, a Google account, look up McKinley administration. Hi, Em, how you doing? Island Girl, how you doing? Yeah, many changes are coming. We're going to restore our democracy. We're not going to, they have trashed the Constitution. They've trashed it. We're going to get it out of the trash bale and dust it off. And, we're seeing this. Here's something, since we got Elon up there, the Babylon Bee. Elon Musk buys the United Kingdom to establish free speech there. Well, I tell you, I'm going to get into it some more in future live streams. But he is going to make a play for Disney, okay, that's going to give him control and ownership along with normal investors, okay, and stockholders, control of ABC and a lot of other things that affect our culture. Not only that, but I believe that what is being looked at too is Utizzle, the platform I'm on right now. And it is sad. It's that, I've seen a lot of creators talk about her. I've mentioned her before. Susan Wojcicki, former CEO, YouTube CEO, dead at 56. She passed away. They say from cancer, months after her son died of an overdose in California dormitory. Now, when she stepped down, that was out of the blue. And I said, that was so sudden. There was no warning when she stepped down. She is mentioned in the 17th letter, okay, in those posts. Go ahead and put it in there. Just put in the word Google, right? Or META, okay? And you'll see that she is mentioned there, as well as her husband, her brother-in-law. Here you go. Here's where her son passed away. Former YouTube CEO son found unalived last February from a drug overdose. But her brother-in-law is I believe, an expatriate, but he's from Ruski land. And he is a big shot founder of what? Google. Okay, so Utizzle and Google had a, what could you fairly say, incestuous relationship, business relationship? I don't know. But anyway, I think Elon will be looking at Utizzle on top of Disney. So, yeah, he's suing these advertisers. And, well, this thing with Great Britain or the UK. Remember this video I played probably 3 or 4 months ago? Listen to this and watch the presenter's expression of shock.
Russia last year, 400 people were arrested for things that they said on social media. 400 people in Russia. Obviously, this country is very different. How many people do you think were arrested in Britain for things they said on social media last year?
Go on.
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
3,300.
Really? Arrested for what they said on social media? Yeah. What sort of things get you arrested?
Well, one example I give in my show is there was a young woman from Liverpool called Chelsea Russell, and people can look this up. Her friend was killed in a car crash, a 19-year-old woman, and she posted the lyrics of his favorite song on her Instagram. And there was a rap song, so the lyrics contained several instances of the N-word. She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, given 500 hours of community service and a fine, tagged, and for a year she was under 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew.
My goodness.
My goodness. Well, he seems like a nice, honest fella, good guy, but I hate to shock him even more. Yeah, Russia had 400 last year, 400 arrests for social media posts. Britain had over 3,000, UK, over 3,000 last year. Well, they had over 3,000 last week. Okay? And they're talking about extraditing Americans. And a lot of people in the UN and all these other propped up groups and non-government organizations are calling for sanctions on Elon and Twitter to be shut down or throttled back. So, yeah, things are going to be going down. Things are going to be going down. So I'm going to watch that interview tomorrow. But anyway, let me show you some of the garbage. I got a couple of. Let's see. Look at this. You'll find some of these. Don't click on the video. Just make note. I take a screenshot of the thumbnail. I have different. You can go to their channel and look at the ridiculous titles and thumbnails. They just started not long ago. The Officials. Old, lazy, vengeful rat. Okay? It's okay for them. It's okay for them. I get my videos, my views, and my notifications throttled back 30 to 50% for the last 2 weeks for some reason. Why? Because I called out Glenn Kirshner, because I called out Midas Trash Network, because I called out Mark Garagos for financing Midas Trash Network and saying they need to lose their licenses for misrepresenting the law and participating in lawfare. I think that might be part of the reason. But they can put up old, lazy, vengeful rat. Trump's pathetic revenge mission in Montana as Harris Walsh leave him. The total misrepresentation. The polls are illegal that are coming out right now. We were told by Mr. Key what they call push polls, skewed on purpose to misrepresent who is in the lead, are illegal. Okay, they're called push polls. And Rasmussen is putting out proper polls, accurate polls, and they're being ignored. They're being ignored, and that's unlawful. Here, I got this the other day, and I don't know what to make of it. What do you all make of this? CNN is launching a free streaming channel. What do you think the chances are of me being able to stream on there with my content? 0. What do you think the chances are of, like this bunch I just showed, being able to stream on there and getting access to an established audience? 1,000%. See how they play the game? But that's okay. We'll just keep on keeping on. I had another one in here that I wanted to show you all. But here, the memes are going cuckoo here. Kamala, Trump, no tax on tips. The old copying the homework bit. Oh, no, you're not a detriment to any community. Are we a threat to democracy, the cat? We're practicing free speech. So anyway, let me go on and see what else we have here. Oh, here's something I haven't seen on the news. But then again, I haven't had a chance to watch too much of the news. But this was on Telegram. Major explosions from a drone strike on the American base in the Karab Algier in Syria's northeastern province of Al-Hasaka. What's going on with that? Anybody get hurt? Did we lose any troops? Would they keep it from us to prevent Kamala from getting bad press? Of course they would. But it's being reported from overseas sources. Let me see what else I've got here. Now, I'm going to play this. I said I went down memory lane, right? I found this in memory lane. And this is pre-assassination attempt. And this is some black creators that were talking about Trump's arrest at the time it happened. And they were talking about how he put his fist up when he was going into the courtroom. Imagine how they are now when he put his fist up after he survived that attempt on his life. But I just want to remind people the effect that Trump is having and the affection that people are having for Trump is going to take a lot more than the propaganda they're pumping out about Kamala to get rid of this type of loyalty that is being built up in the black community.
Creeping through your hood, you would never thought Donald Trump has just got fingerprinted, y'all. Y'all talking about Donald Trump is racist? That's a lie. He got locked up with 2 more black people. Donald Trump comes out, y'all, and put up the fight, the power fist up in them. He knew where he was at. He was in Fulton, baby. That is not Trump country, y'all. No, sir. America's most wanted. Putting that gangster on the gangster when it comes to politics. We was out there, look at us. Deep fish fired in the back. What's going on in the back? Somebody washing cars. Now, you know, black people, we new to this. We new to the right side, y'all, so we ain't got the USA part just yet. It's coming. It's on layaway. Somebody on TikTok came up with a doggone free Trump anthem. Black people work like this. If you lock somebody up, more likely we're going to now believe you. He might be telling the truth. I ain't going to lie. There's going to be some people vote for him just for the street cred. True.
I wonder if I get a copyright strike for that. I don't know. I was going to cut that last part out. Well, anyway, I'll probably get a copyright strike. I don't care. Okay. But this is the kind of stuff. They've been getting warnings about the black community's been getting warnings about these crazy liberals. Okay. And all the way back to Malcolm X. And if anybody's watching, any liberals are watching, or anybody who's on the fence, hey, this is from the 1960s, okay?
The fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. You take him for a friend. There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. You take him for a friend.
They're like a wolf in the wild, smiling with their teeth showing. You think they're smiling, gonna be your friend. They act like your friend. And another one I got from the archives here, right here. How it shows you how they become, I'll say the word prejudiced against Donald Trump and everything he represents. They will not listen to any kind of opinion, or they're afraid to hear anything. They got their mind view set and their worldview. This interview with Elon Musk is going to be a barn burner, I think. Maybe I'll be disappointed, but I don't think so. But here you see typical, more than one liberal with their mind shut, their eyes closed. They could give a damn about children being abused psychologically, okay, about this country being given away to illegal immigration. They could give a flying damn as long as the eagle craps in their mailbox once a month or twice a month. They could care less.
All Democrats need to think Donald Trump's a racist, but do you think he's a racist?
Yes. Today I want to talk about how to grow the African American middle class and to provide a new deal for Black America.
One or two examples of him being racist.
I've got to go do my job. You do your job.
One example, quick example.
That deal is grounded in 3 promises: safe communities, great education, and high-paying jobs.
Well, he shows all the time that he's racist.
Every African American citizen in this country is entitled to a government that puts their jobs, wages, and security first.
Could you provide 1 or 2 examples?
I can't think of it right now.
Would you like to hear why I don't think he's a racist?
No.
America first.
Yeah, what is so bad about America first? What is so bad about trying to bring people together? Here we go. Here's a meme for you. Put out there on Meta or wherever you're able to survive that I'm not able to survive. I've been kicked off so many times. How to become a successful TV producer in 2024. Find an old successful show, make everyone in it gay, and collect $100 million from Netflix. Who's on the board of Netflix? Oh, Bummer and his bride, which wouldn't have been lawful before they got in the White House, but somehow became lawful. I think that might be the ultimate hoax that is revealed. Okay? Mike Shell. And that's why they're not showing that person. They're not running that person. But anyway, I'll interrupt this. I don't want any copyright strikes, but it's a breakdown of some of the points that Mr. T was making.
If you can't do a press conference, you cannot be president, okay? That's it. She doesn't do it. Remember when I used to always walk up to the press under the helicopter or under the wing of the plane and talk to them? I loved it because if I didn't like their question, I could say, I can't hear the helicopters. But they do many versions of it. Nobody ever did that before, you know. That was it. And they copy. Everybody copies me. So now she walks up. She'll take like a half a question, and she'll leave. Joe is bad. Joe couldn't hear. He couldn't do anything. 4 years, Joe Biden's mental incompetence has given Harris a free rein to impose her ultra-liberal agenda on America and others with her and destroy our country. You're destroying our country. Joe Biden was exposed during the debate. Likewise, Kamala will be exposed during the debate. She will be exposed during the debate or debates. But so far, she's refusing to debate. We want to have a debate.
Well, she's debating now. She locked herself into the 10th. And, you know, in the back of my mind, I have a clip I don't think I put in my studio, but I have a clip about where Trump made a prediction about 9/11, and it was reported on by Morning Joe and Mika. I might go out of the studio to get that. But, you know, September 10th is the day before September 11th, and I don't know. Are we done with Black Swan events? I don't think so. And it's a day to keep our antennas up at the very least. But you notice how he said They always steal my ideas. He said that before Kamala came up with a no tax on tips. Next thing she'll be saying is, what? Drill, baby, drill? Is that the next thing she'll be saying?
A terrible thing, actually. They forced him out. It was a coup. We had a coup. That was the first coup in the history of our country. And it was very successful. He said, okay, I'll leave. If that's what you want, I'll leave. And now he's seeing what the competition is. I hear he's going to make a comeback at the Democrat convention. He's going to walk into the room and he's going to say, I want my presidency back. I want another chance to debate Trump. I want another chance. Just look at who she chose for her vice president. She went with the hand-picked candidate of crazy Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders wanted him so badly, and the Democratic Socialists of America immediately gave him the endorsement. Forget him. That's her thinking. That's where she's going to go. You know, a politician, when they came out, if Steve Daines came out and said 20 years ago when he started, I wanted to fund the police. I don't think he's saying that. I wanted to fund the police, everybody. Then he said, well, I was only kidding. I don't. The truth is, when you come out with a statement like that, that's where you are. And she wants to defund the police. And she wants to have all of your guns taken away. She wants your guns taken away. As Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz led rioters and looters burn down Minneapolis. Remember CNN? They're right back there. Watch. Oh, there goes their light. Their light just went off.
Now, this business about him letting Minneapolis burn down. There's a lot more we're going to find out about this guy, this Walz character, about his 30-some trips to China. I understand that some of those trips were taking students to China right after Tiananmen Square, right after what happened with Tank Man, which Goggle tried to erase his memory, Tank Man, after Tiananmen Square. We've got somebody going over there showing the wonderful system of a communist nation, trying to teach people the wonderful political notions of Mao Zedong. Okay, how else was he trying to manipulate young minds, especially the type of person who, put tampons in boys' bathrooms and shakes his hand's wife? I'm telling you, there's something weird, and I don't mean that as a joke. They always project themselves. He calls us weird. It's because he's projecting, okay? All it's going to take is some students to come forth, whether it's about communist philosophy, okay, or something worse. Anyway, I'll keep letting it go. And how about that crazy wife enjoying the odors and the smells coming from riots, people losing their lives, their businesses, their homes being threatened? She wanted to sit down and take in the smells. These people are sick.
While the governor's wife opened the windows to the mansion to enjoy the smell of the fire, she said, the smell is so beautiful, I love it. I wonder where she's coming from. Walz said that socialism is just another word for neighborliness. She wants to be, he calls them neighbors, good neighbors. He signed a bill to give illegal aliens free health care. He abolished Columbus Day. He ordered tampons to be put into boys' bathrooms. Do we have any children here? Please close your ears. He ordered tampons in boys' bathrooms, okay? He signed a law letting the state kidnap children to change their gender so that they go home. But I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about her. This is her ideology. That's why she picked.
So that's minding your own damn business. Kidnapping, that's the term Mr. T used. Your child, to indoctrinate them into some new religion. Yeah, Jerry Lee, who vacations in China? The thing I'm questioning, was he using state funds and school budget money to take kids on a commie field trip? Okay, and I just don't trust the looks of them. Not with children, not with that pushing that philosophy. He might be another Dennis Hastert, is what I'm saying. Yeah, single songwriter. And Tiananmen Square was a horror, a horror. Thousands of people died. They ran over them with tanks. And Tank Man, his identity has never been known, and I would say that he was murdered for what he did. He'll always be a hero in my book. And the fact that they tried to erase him from history shows you that these people are evil. They're evil. And they enjoyed the fact that Trump is in danger, okay? And if something did happen to him, they would celebrate in the streets. That's how sick these people are. Speaking of that attempt, here's something I mentioned I had, was the video of the dash cam. No other sounds, but the dash cam was running, and you can hear all the SHOTs, okay? And it's got a timer at the top of the screen, okay? So you can see the time. So right now it's 46 minutes, 16, 17 seconds. If you want to come back and play it slow and write down the seconds. But here's all the SHOTSs. So there, I played it for you twice. And there's more footage, body cam footage that came out showing him running around on the roof. Apparently, he ran across multiple roofs from the back part of the complex. And let's see, here is a screenshot of possible routes. Whoa, where did my, there we go. Possible routes he took across the roof. He started from farther back in the complex, and they've taken a drone and showed hand marks and footprints on the roof. That all that stuff's going to be coming out. He did not get on the roof from a closer proximity to the actual point he was shooting at. And I tell you, I don't see how it squares with the video I played showing the running man on the roof from Trump's perspective when Trump was giving his speech and we saw a figure running on the roof. They say that the building is at a certain angle compared to Trump. I don't recall that from the aerial photos I saw, but stuff is going to keep coming out, and there will be a compilation that has not been tampered with. Okay, I trust this one because it's from Newsmax. is from an idling police car. That's the one I believe pulled up about 3 minutes before the shots were fired. So anyway, it happened at 6:11 in the evening and 32 seconds. You can review the video to confirm that, but that's what I'm getting from this. Now, during that last video I just played, Trump brought up Biden. Said Biden would be coming back. And today, the Telegraph put out, Biden, what happened was a number of my Democratic colleagues in the House and the Senate thought I was going to hurt them in the races. And I saw part of that interview. Biden, I dropped out because of pressure from Democrats. Now, many of you saw the interview Nancy Pelosi gave, and you notice how they're not calling her interviews deep fakes because she sounds drunk. She looks drunk. It's obvious. People are commenting on it everywhere. But nobody is saying that the videos have been tampered with because they haven't. And that's how she sounds, drunk. So, but she said, let's see if I got clandestine here, if this is the right one. Well, this is one of them. One of them. I'll get to Nancy in a minute. Many don't recognize the severity of our situation. They lied about Trump being a Russian asset. They released human-engineered pathogen and shut down the entire world. They weaponized every lever of the government and private sector. They literally tried to unalive Trump. We're on the verge of a global war. This isn't a game. This is our last stand. Hopefully, enough realize this before it's too late. And that is, there could be a lot more added to that would also be true. And I meant to say before I played that video of Trump at the rally, if there's anyone out there who's on the left, was there anything Trump said that was not accurate? Go back and listen to that clip that I played of Trump, a breakdown of some of his talking points during the rally. There isn't one thing he said that is not accurate. So, let me see. Further on here, Nancy, this is from Clandestine. Nancy pretty much just admitted that Joe was overthrown unwillingly. But to me, it seems like she is setting the stage for Biden to rescind that letter and get back in the race. She said she never accepted it as anything but a letter and said it didn't sound like Biden. Maybe I'm reading too much into drunk Nancy's ramblings, or maybe Trump knows something we do not. And Biden actually is trying to get back in the race. Biden just said he's about to go back on the campaign trail to support Kamala. Is this true, or is he just auditioning to regain the favor of the DNC elite and win back his delegates before the convention? All it takes is a phone call, and the delegates will pledge to whomever they're told. The DNC internal war might not be over. Trump might be onto something about Biden wanting back in the race. So we don't know. There's also the point that could be made about this Walz guy. If something really hideous comes out about him, they may need Biden. They may need him. And what did I say in one of my earlier broadcasts? Kamala won't be his VP. She's alienated from him. Enter Hillary, enter Michelle, enter Barack. But anyway, who is this? Bree Adele. Hi, just wondering, did you also misprint your rank as Command Sergeant Major? On your Congressional Challenge coin? Yeah. You were not an E9. See those up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You were not an E9. You were an E8, and I'm wondering about how much money he got out of that. Was he taking E9 retirement when he knew should not have been before somebody caught it? What's this one? Let's see. Let's fire through some of these. The left allows no dissent. Richard Dawkins. My entire Facebook account has been deleted. Seemingly no reason given. Because I tweeted that genetically male boxers such as Iman Khalif, XY Undisputed, should not fight women in the Olympics. Of course, my opinion is open. To civilized argument, but outright censorship? Yeah. Here, this is to answer something was brought up in the chats earlier. Babylon B. British man forced to use finger guns to fight off a KNIFE attack. They've disarmed their population and they're throwing them in jail if they don't like getting their rear ends kicked up the street. Or worse. Here we got Mr. T here. Let's see what he has to say. Has anyone noticed that Kamala cheated at the airport? We did. We got photographic proof. There was nobody at the plane, and she AI'd it and showed a massive crowd of so-called followers. Capital letters, but they don't exist. They didn't exist. She was turned in by a maintenance worker at the airport when he noticed the fake crowd picture, but there was nobody there. Later confirmed by the reflection of the mirror-like finish on the vice presidential plane. She's a cheater. She had nobody waiting, and the crowd looked like 10,000 people. Same thing happening with fake crowds at her speeches. This is the way the Democrats win elections, by cheating. And they're even worse at the ballot box. She should be disqualified because the creation of a fake image, just like fake polls, push polling is election interference. Anyone who does that will cheat at anything. Remember those fake polls, and I will apologize to Frank Luntz. I saw him on a video where he said he suffered 2 strokes. I talked about how he looked like he was on a long drunk and was slurring his words. Now, I don't know if that was stroke related or not, but he would give another interview and he would not slur his words, and he would give an interview and kind of talk like Nancy Pelosi. And I don't know if that's a fade in and fade out stroke condition or drinking, but he was called out for his push polls being illegal, just like Zuckerberg was called out about his behaviors during the last election. Everything about Kamala is fake. We see that with Mr. T. And here we go. Mike Marty for MN. If Walsh loses, will he still put VP on his resume? Asking for a friend. Would he try to get from his municipal retirement fund VP retirement benefits? Kind of like the E9 retirement benefits that I'm very much wanting to know about. Citizen Free Press again. Former Scottish Prime Minister Humza Yousaf. That sounds awful Scottish to me. Humza Yousaf. As for Elon Musk, I would suggest he's one of the most dangerous men on the planet. He amplifies far-right white supremacist ideology. Can you believe that? That kind of libel, that kind of incendiary mouth coming out of this character? But you know how the Scottish are, right? Yousaf. It's in their genes. Those Scottish, they can't help themselves. Or am I being prejudice? Here's one that I found very interesting. This says CNN-News 18. I certainly think it does not have anything to do with the regular CNN, but Trump escaped another KI and then double L bid. Donald Trump's plane diverted in Montana. You know, it was diverted something in the order of 180 miles. He boarded a private jet. And to make it to the rally, that's why he was so late. And there's way more to this story. There's way more to this story. Just keep it in our memory banks that he was diverted 180 miles, boarded a separate private plane to go to the rally. Now, I don't know how he returned home. Nobody reported on that. There may have been a tip-off. But I'll show you here. I didn't even trim this one up. It sickened me. I wasn't going to even put it up. Bianca fights the zombies. Anyway, she reposted this. And it is so true. Next time you want to donate to Amnesty UK, don't forget they're activists. Hold on. Applaud calls for people to have their throats SL and an IT. Where does this demented joy come from about undermining your own country, your own culture, your own people? Where they applaud this kind of stuff. Just like the Scottish ex-prime minister, using that kind of vitriol and bile coming out of their mouths. But look in the background. These people are freaks, lunatics. And they're proud of it. Here's another upstart channel. I took this screenshot. Like I said, when you see them, don't click on them. Don't give them any views. True Crime TV, doing a live stream. 3 people watching. Famous unhinged deposition of convicted /pardon felon Roger Stone. Boy, that's unbiased, isn't it? They did a live stream on it. They had a whole 3 people watching. They didn't get 4 because I didn't click on it. But you're going to be seeing channels like this crop up. Paid channels. Paid to do topics to try to put stuff in people's consciousness. Mike Collins. And this is true. Trump saw more combat in Butler, Pennsylvania than Walsh ever did in the National Guard. And it's just like I said about Corey. Corey died in the line of duty. Corey died in the line of duty. We're in war right now. And these people aren't going to give up. And they will put forth the most ridiculous things as truth, gaslighting, and that includes the election. They will lose by tens of millions of votes and with a straight face say they won the election. Hi, Vicky. Blessings to you also. Stake sinks his campaign. 180,000 views in 1 hour. What? I didn't click on it. What in the hell kind of grave mistake could Trump have done to sink his campaign? But 180,000 people want to know. Impossible. He gave solid hour-long press conference, no holds barred, anybody ask any question they wanted. He's given rallies for an hour, 2 hours, plane being diverted, all this kind of stuff. But this guy comes up with a ridiculous headline. This came out yesterday. Iran will face, quote, quite serious consequences in the event of an attack on Israel, the White House threatens. They also claim that Tehran has no legitimate grounds for attacking Israel. Did you hear that in the news? What do you think motivated the White House to put out this statement to Tehran? I think it's because Trump was saying on Aiden's stream that Tehran was going to attack Israel. Watch what I'm saying. And they headed off at the pass. Here, how about this? Urgent. An assassination attempt was made on Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov in Kiev. An unknown explosive device went off. The minister was immediately taken away. His condition is unknown. Written by a Ukrainian blogger, Alexander Semenchenko. We are waiting for more details. Have you heard anything about that? I haven't either. Zelensky is putting out statements that he wants to put forth proposals that will end the war before the end of the year. Nobody's reporting on that. Official statements. So things are moving behind the scenes. What is this? ABC says they make no mention of September 4th or September 18th, not even allude to it. They talk about this debate like it is the only one. ABC says both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have agreed to a September 10th presidential debate, setting a face-off between the Republican and Democratic nominees. The announcement Thursday came shortly after Trump told a news conference, they do allude to it, that he had proposed 3 presidential debates with 3 television networks, saying he agreed on certain dates in September. Why don't you put down the 4th and the 18th? I don't know why it said they didn't even allude to it. I read a bunch of other stuff from AP, MSNBC, CNN, all of them talking about the September 10th one only. Trump is rejoining the ABC debate days after posting on his social media network that he would not appear on the network, citing a lawsuit he has filed. His decision sets up a highly anticipated moment in an election where the first debate led to a massive change in the race, with Democrat President Joe Biden ending his re-election bid and endorsing Harris. Well, I'm hoping Trump will continue to put the pressure on Kamala to be there on September 4th. Is he going to have a partial debate or a town hall on September 4th with Fox News? Now, this guy I watch a lot. Depressed Ginger, if you want to find out better polls, accurate polls, Depressed Ginger is the one to go to. Concerning swing states might take days to count again, Pennsylvania won't always know the final results of races on election night. Any changes in results that occur as countries continue to count ballots are not evidence that election is rigged. Oh, says the Pennsylvania Department of State. So they're already putting it out there in people's minds that they will not be competent enough to count the ballots of their state on the same night of the election, like we always have for 200 years until this new modern business of machines. Okay, what's going on with the machines? Well, what's that guy's name? Do I have a picture of him in here? He got indicted. They called him an employee of Smarto Matico. Here he is. Smarty Matico. Roger Pinate, indicted for paying bribes. The CEO, indicted over felony bribery charges. If you want to know more about it, Robert Gavoya. But $1 million, and it was in Venezuela. And ain't that something with Venezuela? He is Venezuelan, and he's the CEO of Smartmatic. What's going on with Maduro? Did they use Smartmatic machines too? Well, you got little tips like this coming out about the election, about other elections, states where information is coming out about people being arrested. You got hearings being held on tens of thousands of illegal votes. Well, where is that one that Mr. T put out? He put out a statement. No comment. How many times do you see Mr. T put something out without a comment? Alex J. Halderman. This is Truth. Today, the Federal District Court for the Northern District of Georgia unsealed a 96-page report that I wrote with Professor Aspring from Auburn University. It describes serious vulnerabilities we found in Georgia's Dominion ImageCast ballot marking devices. No comment from Mr. T, but he put it up. Is something going to crack loose about all this illegality we've been dealing with, that we've known about? And Democrats, deep down, they know about it too, but they just so happily live the lie. Remember the video I did, Lie to Me, I Promise I'll Believe? And Trump put out there that they were informed by Microsoft that one of their many websites was hacked by the Iranian government. Never a nice thing to do. I'm including this because he's giving Iran a message, okay? They were only able to get publicly available information, but nevertheless, they shouldn't be doing anything of this nature. Iran and others will stop at nothing because our government is weak and ineffective. but it won't be for long. What Iran doesn't realize is that I will make the world a better place and safer place. And that's good for them also. He's talking to the moderates in Iran. Remember, not only did that big shot get whacked in Tehran during inauguration, along with two others, high-ranking, 3 total, the most recent event. But Trump also took out Soleimani. But what's faded from people's memory is that helicopter. The helicopter. And Trump brought it up in his speech in the past. And he said, well, there's supposed to be good helicopters. They're still being used today. But in other words, why did that thing just fall out of the sky? So the hardliners are getting the message one way or the other. They're going out. They're not going to cause worldwide terror. They're not going to continue attacks on their neighbors or other countries and scream and yell about destroying other ethnicities or nations. Remember when Trump put out, "Watch your filthy mouth"? He put that out when he was president to Tehran. You talk like that again, and you'll find out what I mean by "watch your filthy mouth." And you didn't hear any more of that stuff out of Tehran. Now he's giving them a cookie. He's saying, I'm going to make the world better for everybody. Because they keep going the way they're going, they won't exist anymore. Julie Kelly. This was Retruth by Mr. T. In a massive victory for J and then 6 political prisoners and an unprecedented defeat for the corrupt Biden, Garland, Monaco, Graves, DOJ. Remember those names, Garland, Monaco, Graves, and Coangelo, okay, and Andrew Weissman. SCOTUS has overturned the DOJ's use of 512c2 obstruction of an official proceeding in the J and then 6 cases. This means the Department of Justice has unlawfully prosecuted 350 plus Americans for their participation in J and then 6, a flagrant abuse of the law to punish those who protested Biden's election and to criminalize political dissent. So they're going to have to let them go. And the cases against Trump, they're going to have to surrender there too. You know, here's something I noticed about Kamala. I got a video of her, or a still shot of her inauguration. And she's wearing purple. Just like she was wearing purple during her Arizona speech. Most of you probably know what this revolution that they are trying to conduct is called a purple revolution. Okay? She wore purple when she was inaugurated. She's wearing purple during this rally. Keep an eye on that color. Symbolism will be their downfall. Kamala just announced she's stealing President Trump's no tax on tips proposal. But like everything else she says, it's pure political calculation she'll never actually do. But President Trump will. And did you all, here's another one from Kamala. How she's changing. How the media is trying to rehabilitate her. She acts like she's running against Joe Biden. Harris promises to go tough on border security. Why didn't you do that 3 years ago as the borders are? And did you see J.D. Vance? He went up against 2 of them. I forget the other one's name, but J.D. Vance demolishes CNN's Dana Bash for her pathetic questions. Dana Bash, she was also the one who was Jake Crapper during the debates. I think they're being put out there and they're having to follow guidelines. And they're being put out there to be publicly humiliated, all right? Sit there and endure somebody with a higher intelligence that can counter their ridiculous narratives. Oh, she was so pitiful. He said, well, I don't want to go over the lies that have been said about President Trump. And she said, a big comeback. They weren't lies. It looked like a child. Let me see what's going on in the chats. Gosh, they're going on. Oh, I hope you all gave me a thumbs up. Oh, hi, Roland. I don't know if it's a Daniel. I don't think so. She looks awful miserable, though. Raven's Wings, how you doing? I saw Lone Wolf earlier. Hi, Lone Wolf. Yeah, well, just looking at what's going on in the chats. Vance 2.0. Yeah, I'm waiting for, hey, I don't know what's going on with the Brunson case, but let me tell you, it's complicated and dangerous, and we got one shot at it. So, we're making progress, but you'd have to be listening to their proposals, the tampons, all that stuff. You'd have to be something wrong with your brain to publicly declare that you would be for this bunch and not admit that Biden was installed. They lied about his health. Here we have end wokeness. We don't have a president. Elon Musk, we haven't had one for a while. He's decrepit. I don't see how he's going to come back, but they could put in a puppet, a robe, a double. I'll say double, a rubber-faced double. I don't think that Trump is talking about Biden making a comeback for nothing. Something's going on because these real polls are going to come out. And it's going to show just what Rasmussen is showing is that Trump support is solid. Just like the video I played about those black guys from Georgia, they went over to his side. You can't dislodge people who are that impressed, that loyal, especially after the attempt on Trump's life. You can't dislodge people with a bunch of phony lies. When those polls come out, and after the first debate with Kamala Harris for the President of the United States of America will be with Fox News September 4th, 2024, live from beautiful Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The second debate will take place on Fake News ABC, home of George Slopadopoulos, to be anchored by David Muir on September 10th, 2024. That's Kamala's preferred date at Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The third debate will take place on NBC in Grand Rapids, Michigan on September 25th, 2024, to be anchored by Lester Holt. Details to follow. I look forward to seeing Kamala at all three debates. DJT, a pleasant invitation. Now, I am so sorry, but I forgot when this dopey DNC convention is scheduled to be. Somebody told me in the chats one time, but it's sometime this month, is it not? How does that play into how Kamala is trying to limit it to one debate? Because she said, I'll think about doing a second one. It all depends. But she's only committed to one. Oh, I just got a notification. My battery's running out. When is that debate? When is that dopey DNC convention? When Mr. T strongly feels that, Roland said next weekend. Is it going to be a crazy mess? Is it going to be a redux of 1968? Yeah, Mike, I put that statement up from pa.gov or whatever it was. And you got Arizona has got a Supreme Court case coming up. It's a motion to prevent Arizona from accepting ballots that are not from American citizens. Well, everybody at Kamala's rally had to have an ID. They vetted everybody who was there. And they can't take a chance having a bunch of kooks coming to that convention raising the devil. So are they going to make a commitment to Kamala? Especially if real polls come out. They're using skewed polls from Bloomberg. I discussed that the other day. I'm just looking through here. Well, I have an inspirational video I'm going to play on the way out. Raven's Wing says it's going to be a disaster. All right, Bill, nice to see you, and I hope you get a good night's rest. Well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in and giving me your precious time. And if you haven't, give me a thumbs up. Do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell when so you'll know when I go live. And I will probably go live tomorrow night. We shall see how long this interview with Mr. T goes. So anyway, folks, thank you for spending your precious time and enjoy this inspirational little clip I've got for you. And it might be something you could take the little pair of scissors there that Jesus gives you to give a clip off to a friend. But anyway, folks, I hope you all have a great evening. Enjoy this clip, and I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man. Over and
It's the opportunity to be an outsider. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. And always have the courage to be yourself. America is better when people put their faith into action. Pray to God and follow His teachings. Today, each of you begins a new chapter as well. When your story goes from here It will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. You will build a future where we have the courage to chase our dreams no matter what the cynics and the doubters have to say. You will have the confidence to speak the hopes in your hearts and to express the love that stirs your souls. As long as you have pride in your beliefs, courage in your convictions, and faith in God, then you will not fail. As long as America remains true to its values, loyal to its citizens, and devoted to its Creator, then our best days are yet to come.